Hey guys, it's John here. This is going to be the fourth live podcast that we're going to do. Today, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up where we left off last time, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to create a main menu. I'm going to use the 4.6 GUI system. I don't have the proper artwork for it though, so we're going to have to, make do with what we have. But just in case you're new, you're coming in new, whatever. This isn't a tutorial or anything like that, but basically what it is I think out loud, and you get the opportunity to observe how what my thought process is when solving each problem. Right, everything is done from scratch. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do the main menu, and then we're gonna go ahead and do we're gonna just polish up some stuff. All right, so what I'm gonna do here. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut off Skype so I don't get notifications. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show my screen here. All right, let's go ahead and open up where we left off. All right, let's go and open this. No, I'm not going to update right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and, we're not making a game, Samuel. We are continuing where we left off last time. We're going to create a main menu, and then we're going to polish the rest of the game. Alrighty, so here we go. Let's just make sure that everything is working. I'm going to open up our scene here. The objective here is just we got to get to this helicopter. All right, and survive. And we got to just kill these guys. So we just got to wait for the helicopter to land. And there it is. You can shoot him. Go to the helicopter, and then it says you survived. All right, good stuff. So we have our working game. Now let's go ahead and do a menu for our game. Give me 1 second here. My dog is let out. Okay. So first thing we got to do is I need to get in some art assets, and I'm going to use the art assets from my book, which aren't quite updated for 4.6, but I want to use the 4.6 UI. So we'll just have to make it a little bit different. All right, give me just a minute here. Okay. All right, just grabbing the artwork here. Let's see, desktops. All right, here we go, new GUI. All righty, perfect. I'm going to take this folder here. I'm going to import it. All right, it's going to be all the images we're going to use for our main menu. All right, inside of new GUI, we have buttons. We're going to make a checkbox. We have our game over thing there. And we have some text for if we want to continue, like for instance, picking up ammo and stuff like that. If we want to make a slider. So let's go. So this is going to be our main menu here, Trolls of the Town, because we're killing trolls. So let's go and design this. One thing I need to do here before I do anything is with the new UI system, I need to make these all sprites. All right, I need to get rid of that one file. It's this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn all of these into sprites. All right, so yeah, this is going to allow me to use the actual new UI system. It requires sprites. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and create a new scene because I want my main menu to load this level. So I'm going to go and say main, whoops, not a new script, new scene. Whoops, go to file, new. All righty. Go ahead and save this. I'm going to name it main menu. And first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and create a canvas that's going to hold my main menu. So we got our canvas here. And then let's go ahead and give it our background image. So I'm going to go and create a panel. I'm going to name this main menu. And we're also going to create a panel that's going to hold our options menu once we're finished here. But here we go. So our main menu has our background. So I'm going to go and create an image for that. All right, name it background. All right, and we'll use the background. So we have a main menu BG here. All right, and there we go. So now what I can do here in the scene view is I can just scale that. Okay. So this is where I'm going to be placing my buttons. So what I want to do is I want to do the title first. What I'm going to do here is where is our title image? So, okay, Trolls Took the Town. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to create another image here for title. So UI, I'm going to go create a title. It's going to be image. And we got title. And that's going to be Trolls Took the Town. All right, there we go. There we go. So there's our image. And I'm going to go ahead and just place it right here. Yeah, we can keep it centered. And actually, I'm not going to do that. Stretch it this way. Okay, so here we go. So we got our Trolls Took the Town. And if I want, can we get a little bigger? All right, so Trolls Took the Town, we're going to put the buttons underneath. All right, Trolls Took the Town's our game. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and create some buttons here. Now, I could, if I wanted to, I can create a button here. That would just, allow me to do everything I want, but I actually want to do it through script. So I'm actually going to use the UI interfaces. First thing I need is the button I want to click. So I'm going to go ahead and do the options button first. Which I'm going to do the play button. So let's see, we have button BG, we have button BG press, and button new game. So I'm going to use this right here. So here's our button new game. And what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and create another image here. And it's going to be the new game button. And that image is going to be button new game. All right, and I can position that wherever I'd like. So I'm going to go and put that down here. All right, so in order to make this work, first thing I need to do is I need to do build settings. And I need to add both my scenes. So I'm going to add the current scene, plus I'm going to add the scene we're going to load, which is scene. Okay, we can also put them in scenes together. All right, I'm building it for web player, and then I'm just going to hit build. And I can name it whatever I want. All right, once that builds, I'll actually be able to load into that script through code. Let's see. Now, because I don't have the proper UI art for this, I can't actually get feedback for when I click the image, but it's going to work. It just won't show that I'm clicking an image or anything like that. I will be able to get feedback, though, on the checkboxes. So I have the proper artwork for that. So we'll go ahead and create some checkboxes. All right, so here we go. So we have our new game button. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my scripts folder here. This belongs in animations, wherever that is. Models, let's put it inside it. Okay, I'm going to go into my scripts folder here. I'm going to have separate scripts for my UI. So I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to name it UI. All right, and inside this UI folder, oh, I can't organize, that's weird. I'm going to create a new C# script. And I'm going to have a new game button. So I can just name it new game button. I'm going to attach it to the new game button object, which is the image here. I'm going to add component new game button. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and script the interactions with this using the new 4.6 UI. In order for me to use it, I need the Unity engine.ui. And then to actually script it, I need the event systems. Event systems. And I'll do a tutorial hopefully soon in the future for the 4.6 UI because it's awesome. Alrighty, in order to script this stuff, I need to inherit from a few interfaces. And if you're not familiar with an interface is like a contract. And basically whatever's in that contract must be implemented. So I need the I pointer down handler. I need the on pointer enter, I pointer down, and I pointer exit. And technically I don't really need the enter and exit handlers. Those pointers are basically for when my mouse goes into the image target. I pointer down is when I click down. So I'm really only interested in down. So I'm actually only going to use the down. Get rid of these, get rid of this one. Okay. I pointer down handler. Now it's like a contract. In order for me to use that interface, I have to use its methods, and it has one. It's called public void on pointer down, and then pointer event data. That's through where my mouse is. Okay, now what do I do when I click this? It's simple. When I click this element, this image, I need to load the scene. So I need to say application.loadLevel, and then the scene, which is our game. So if I go and save this, test it out, I'm going to go ahead and click on our new game, and there we go. I get loaded into the scene. Alrighty, new game is done. Now I'm going to go and do the options button. So let's go and create our options menu, our options button, I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate the new game button here. I'm going to move it. Right, so we'll have new game, then we'll have options here, and then we'll have a quit button too. So we got new game here, where options will be. So I'm going to say options button. And then I need the proper texture for this. All right, so I got to use the options. Where is it? Button options. All right, so here's our options button. And what we are going to do now is we're going to create another UI script for the options. Now, when I click this options button, a new UI panel will open. That's going to allow me to code in the options. All right, that's how I want this to function. So we're going to go and create a new C# script and name it options. All right, and I'm also going to need a new UI script. Call it main, because when the options menu is open, the main menu shouldn't work, or the main menu needs to tell the options menu to open. One of them is going to be disabled, or drawn over the other. All right, so here we go. So options, put on option button, and then for the main menu, that gets the main script. So here we have the main menu, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and create a new panel here that's going to act as our options menu. So we have main menu, option menu. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give this, this is going to not come out so much. We'll go ahead and say like right there so it covers about everything. All right, right there looks pretty good. What we're going to do with this is we're going to go ahead and give it a new background. We're going to go ahead and say, let's go ahead and say here, image. It's going to be background. And I want it to be the BG pressed, I think. Yeah. So let's click on our option menu, BG pressed. Alrighty. Oh, whoops, did that in the wrong place. I need this one. Okay, so that's going to be our options menu here. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to scale it up to what I'd like it to be at, which is all the way here to here, here to here, and we're good. All right, so our options menu is going to pop up. Now this only needs to pop up when I click the options button. So here's my background, it goes inside the options menu, which means only when I click the button should that pop up. All right, so in order to program that in, what do I need to do here? I need to go on the main menu. I need a way to check. I need a way to check if I click that button or not. So in my main script here, or maybe my option script, just go into there. Hold on. Where's our options here? All right, here we go. So in our option script, what I'm going to do here is I need to know when this is open. So I'm going to have a bool here that says public bool, and we'll say options opened. All right, when the options is opened, we are going to display our options menu. Basically, it's going to control whether or not it's enabled. And maybe I should actually put this in the main menu since that's actually there. We will, because we're going to disable it. So actually, I'm going to do that. We're going to actually, I'm going to do it through the main menu. I'm going to go ahead and say here, public bool. Actually, no, I don't even need the bool system. With the new UI, I can just activate the game object when I need to. So I'm going to do that. Basically, I can do it all through the options script. I don't even need this script, actually. So we're going to remove from project domain. So on the options script here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a game object variable that holds the options menu. Options menu. Maybe I should do that through main, but I think we should be okay. Now it's going to go on the options button. We're good. All right, so here we go. We have options. Option button has the new game script. Remove it has the option script. Good. So what it's going to do here is we have here a game object variable named options menu. And what it's going to do, it's going to activate that options menu when it needs to. So I'm going to feed in here an options menu. Right, just place it there. And all I have to do is just activate it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my interfaces. So I need access to the UI system. I also need access to the Unity events. And then I need to inherit from the interface I pointer down handler. I pointer down. All right. And then I can just use the method inside the contract. Public void on pointer down. Pointer event data, data. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is when you click down on the options menu, it's really simple. We're just going to get the options menu. And I'm going to say set active true. Go and test it out. Options menu is disabled right now. I hit the options button and the options menu pops up. Good stuff. All right, now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and I'm going to go and create an OK button. All right, so when I open up this options menu, I want the OK button to be on the right-hand corner here that says when I click that, the options menu closes. Really simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and enable this for developing purposes. All right, and what I'm going to do here is inside the options menu, we're going to have another button that's going to act as our OK button. So we have an image here, name it OK button. And let's go and give it a UI element. We have our OK. Alrighty. So when you hit this OK button here, it's going to go ahead and shut the options menu. In order for this to work, I need another script. I can name it OK button. OK button. I'm going to give it here. Disable it. And it's really simple. The OK button needs to know again who the options menu is. So we're just going to say public game object options menu. And then I just need to do all the pointer event data stuff again. So using Unity Engine, Unity Engine.ui, using Unity Engine.event systems. Now again, guys, I will cover, eventually I will make a tutorial on the new UI system. As of right now, I'm just going through the thought process of what's going through my head, how to do stuff. This isn't a tutorial on the UI system, it's just to save some time so I don't have to use the ONGUI to map everything out and figure out all the pixels. And yeah, the new GUI system is definitely worth learning. And whenever I get time, I will definitely create a Unity 4.6 tutorial for it. So what we're going to do now is we need our event pointer data stuff. So I need the same one that I've been using. So I'm going to go ahead and say here, I pointer down. And then I need that public method. That's part of the contract, the interface, and it's public on pointer down. And void on pointer down. And then we have pointer event data. Alright, and when I do this, all I'm doing, guys, is I'm just setting the options menu .setActive to false. And that's it. So I click on the OK button here. I need to give it the options menu, and we're good to go. I'll click the options here, hit OK, options, OK, options, OK. All right, good stuff. One thing I also wanted to show, and I might show this at the end, is something a very good, I like to consider him a friend of mine, but he's an instructor who taught me about this custom debugger. And it's very cool. It's a very cool system, and I incorporate it into almost everything I do now. But basically, it's better than debug.log. It's my own custom debug.log, and it allows me to prioritize the debugs. So I might show that at the end of this video. We'll see. Maybe that will encourage people to stay tuned. So now that I have a working options menu here, and I can load into the new game, what I want to do here is I want to control. For instance, I just want to have a couple of settings. Maybe I want to have an audio, or I want to have, a checkbox for difficulty, because I think I have a difficulty text. So I'm going to go and do that. We're going to create a difficulty selector. So in the options menu here, I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to design a difficulty. So we have difficulty here. So I'm going to, inside the options menu, I'm going to create a UI element, image. I'm going to put a title options here. Oh yeah, that is the option. So you know what, we'll do that. Or not the options. We want the difficulty. Okay, here we go. And we'll go and just position that over here. And what we're going to have here is we're going to have easy, medium, and hard. So we have text easy, text hard, text normal. So what I'm going to do now is this is difficulty. And inside of that, I'm going to have 3 child objects to keep them together. So I'm going to say UI, we're going to say image. We have easy. All right, we have medium, and we have hard. And we're going to create checkboxes for these depending on which one we select. So we have our easy one here, which is going to go with our easy. We have our medium, which is going to go with our normal. Then we have our hard, which goes with hard. All right, and we can go and space these out however I'd like. So I'm going to put them here, put one here, and we have our easy. Just make them all fit. All right, there we go. So we got difficulty, and we got easy, normal, and hard. And what I'm going to do here is when you select one of them, we're going to have a checkbox next to it that's going to go on and off based on your selection. And I need to know when you hover over one and stuff like that, because, or not necessarily, maybe. Basically, we just want to have a checkbox and non-checkbox. So I have 2 images here. I have checkbox checked, and I have checkbox unchecked. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and place the checkbox unchecked here. So I'm going to create a new image for this. And we're going to go ahead and say options menu. We're going to have UI here. We're going to say it's going to be checkbox. All right, we got checkbox unchecked. All right, I'm going to go ahead and place one next to each. All right, we've got an easy. We have a hard. And yeah, so we got easy, normal, and hard. All right, so what I want to do now is when I click one of these checkboxes, I need to know which one I selected. So I'm going to actually rename these. This is going to be the easy. This is easy checkbox. This is normal checkbox, and then this is the hard checkbox. So we need to save some data when we check them. Hard checkbox. All right, so now that we have these hard checkbox series, what I'm going to do now is I want to make them to where when I select one, actually I want one maybe already pre-selected. So what I'm going to do here is by default we're going to be on the normal. So I'm actually going to replace normal with checkbox check. All right, and that's what we just got to do. So all we got to do is update this image with a checkbox. So you can only select one at a time. Now the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a difficulty script on each one basically. And based on when you click it, it's going to remove and unremove the checkbox. All right, so we're going to go ahead and have a checkbox script inside our UI folder. So I'm going to go ahead and say checkbox. And all it's doing is it's responsible for checking and unchecking. I'm going to put on easy checkbox, normal checkbox, hard checkbox. And I'll switch through which one we click on so I can do it all in this script. So what we want to do now is this checkbox script is on each of those elements. I need the Unity engine again, the UI system. And what we're going to do is I need the event system. Engine.event systems. All right, and I need the eye pointer down. Eye pointer down. This is when I click the element. And what I need to do now is I need to know what image I need to swap it with. So I'm going to go ahead and say public sprite checkbox. I'm going to say checkbox unchecked and public sprite checkbox checked. All right, those are the two sprites I need on each one, so they know which one to switch back and forth between. I have an error here. All right, that error is because I haven't implemented the contract yet, which is our interface here. So I need to go ahead and do that. And say public void on pointer down, pointer event data. All right, and then what we're going to go ahead and do here is now we need to assign it. So I have my easy checkbox, and it has checkbox unchecked. So I'm going to go ahead and say checkbox unchecked. Whoops, that's checkbox checked. Checkbox unchecked, and then checkbox checked. I'm just going to do the same thing for the others. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I can copy this component, I believe. I can copy it, paste the values. There you go. Copy and paste values. All right, so now they all know which images to swap between. So what I can do is I can just switch them based on when I click down, and I can use a ternary operator to do so. Basically, I can just say that the current image sprite, so I need to actually get a handle onto the image source, because I'm going to change the sprite. So I need to say private image and then underscore image. I'm going to say underscore image equals get component image. And that's going to give me access to the sprite. So I'm going to go ahead and say image.sprite equals, and I'm going to check to see what the current image sprite is. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to say image.sprite equals image.sprite equals checkbox unchecked. Now, if it's checkbox unchecked, question mark, if that's true, so checkbox unchecked, so image sprite equals checkbox unchecked. If it's true, it needs to be what? It needs to be checkbox checked. Checkbox checked. Else, that's what this colon is, else it needs to be checkbox unchecked. All right, let's go ahead and test it out. And we'll make it so only one of them can be active at the time. So if I click, I can make all three checked, and I can uncheck them. All right. Now I only want it to be where you can only do this with one of them. So that means those scripts need to all communicate with each other. I need access to each. I need access to the easy checkbox, normal checkbox, and hard checkbox. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have a function that's going to basically just turn them all. I'm going to iterate through all of them, and I'm going to say checkbox unchecked, and then and then I'm going to return true basically for it. Is debug.log a must? Probably. You need debug.log. It's life. Okay, so I'm going to make it so you can only do one of these at a time. So let's see how I'm going to do this. We have our checkbox here, and this is one script for all checkboxes. So what I want to do is when you select one, I'm going to turn all of them except for that one true. So what I'm going to do here is on pointer down, before even doing this, I'm going to turn them all to the image sprite checkbox unchecked. So I might need to get a hold of those objects. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and create a game object array, and I'm going to say we're going to name them checkboxes. And then let's go ahead and actually tag them so I can easily get them. So here's my checkboxes. And I'm going to go and create a new tag here. And we're going to name them boxes. All right, so checkbox boxes equals, here we go, game object array. And we're going to say boxes. Actually, no, I'm going to actually do an image sprite array. I'm going to say image array so I can get their sprites. Yeah, I think that's okay to do. Maybe not actually. Yeah, no, that should be, we're going to do game object. All right, let me see here. So we're going to have game object array here, game object array, and then we're going to name them boxes equals game objects. Game object that find game objects, plural, with tag, we're going to say boxes. All right, it's going to populate that array there. Make sure I named it boxes, lowercase b. Wait, bad practice there. We have boxes. Yeah, boxes. Okay. All right, and they're all tagged that, right? Yeah. Good, good, good. All right. So what I'm going to do now is game object boxes, game object find box. So right now, they're all those three boxes are in this array, and what I need to do now is I need to iterate through them. I need the for each loop to do so. So basically, for each, we're going to say box in boxes. For each boxes and boxes, what do I want to do? I need to do what I need to do to each one. I need to say box.getComponent. I need the image source, the image sprite equals checkbox unchecked. And then we're going to go and run the normal code, see if this works. Be nice if it worked. And it does. Good. Oh, there we go. So now you can only select one, and it starts on normal. Now what I want to do is I want to save what happens here. And I want to do this through a custom save function, so I don't have to make it all messy. And actually, I don't need to use a custom save function. I can use player prefs. What I'm going to do here now is with my player prefs, I'm going to save the value I have here. And this value, whichever, if you're easy, normal, or hard, it's going to control how frequently enemies spawn. So we're going to say maybe easy is every 5 seconds, whereas normal is every 2 seconds, and hard is like 0.5 seconds. So that's what we're going to do. Just see about the variables I need to track as public and look at what they're doing in the inspector while the game is running. All right, so Elias has his way of doing it. Thanks for answering his question. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to save the value on which one I picked. In order to do that, I can only save, I think I can only save int, strings, and floats. So I need to map this to something. So what I'm going to do here is after setting them all to false, I need to know which one I'm actually on. So I'm going to switch through the names of the checkboxes. And I'm going to go and just say here, this.name, switching through it, and I'm going to have case, what do we have here? We have easy checkbox, normal checkbox, and hard checkbox. All right, case easy checkbox. All right, we got a case normal box. All right, and then we also have a case hard. Case hard checkbox. So break this. All right, so switch this.name case. All right, so if the box that we're on has a name of this, we're going to run this code and so forth. So if it's the easy checkbox, we're going to go ahead and say here, we're going to say playerprefs.set int. And actually, what I want to do here is I need to go ahead and I need a variable in here. This is our checkboxes. So we're going to go ahead and say here, private int difficulty. If it's 0, it's easy. If it's 1, it's normal. 2 is hard. So if easy checkbox, we're going to go ahead and say difficulty. Difficulty equals 0. Difficulty equals 1. And difficulty equals 2. All right, now what we're going to do here is after doing the 0, 1, 2 with the difficulty, I need to save them. So I'm going to go ahead and say player prefs set int. I'm going to name it difficulty, and the value I'm going to save to it is difficulty. And I can do that for all of them. After setting the difficulty, I save it. And now when we load our game, I'll actually be able to make it work. All right. So what I can do now is I go in here, all right, and I set it. So I can pick a difficulty. Actually, let me go and just disable the options menu. So I go into my options, I change my difficulty to hard. It's going to save a value of 2, and now I just got to create a script or I got to create some functionality that's going to control it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my that's controlled in my spawn manager, the spawn rate. So I'm actually going to go ahead and here, I turn my spawn manager into a singleton. Not really sure why I did that. But what I can do now is max enemies, enemy count. I'm going to go ahead and say here, public float spawn rate. Okay, give me 1 second, I'm going to sneeze. Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we have our spawn rate, and I need to, that spawn rate is going to be basically whatever the value of our settings is, that's what that spawn rate is going to reflect. So here we have, we're using yield return wait for seconds somewhere. Okay, 2 seconds. All right, this needs to be spawn rate. And actually, I don't even need this. All right, here we go. And let me just save everything just in case it decides to crash because I changed something. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this 2F to a spawn rate because that's what our difficulty controls. Now from the game manager, I can actually load in the data. So in my game manager here, I'm going to go ahead and have a variable. And I can actually do this all in, void start. So I'm going to go ahead and say here, need drugs. Okay, nice. Oh, hey, what's up, Alex? All right, Alex from Bar and Grill. Glad you need drugs. What I'm going to do now is we need to load in the data that we set from the main menu, and it's stored in the player prefs of difficulty. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just say int difficulty equals the player prefs. I need to get that data. And the key I used was difficulty. And then the default value is if there's no data, it's going to be 1 for normal. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just switch between that information. We have switch here. We have we're going to switch through difficulty. And if it's normal or if it's easy, it's 0. All right. Case 1 is normal. And case 2 is hard. But when the difficulty is 0, then the spawn rate is going to be like 5 seconds. We're going to go ahead and say spawn manager dot spawn dot instance dot spawn rate equals 5.0f. Now, if it's 1, we're going to go ahead and say it is, that's normal, so we're going to say 2.5. This is cool. You have a nice script structure. Ha, thank you. All right. What I'm going to do now is, and then here, so for if you pick hard, we're going to go and make it intensely and hard, and you got a 0.5 second delay. So to make sure this actually works, let's go ahead and test it out. You run the options here. So right now, by default, it's going to be on normal, so let's go ahead and test that out. All right, so 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, All right, so it's about every 2.5 seconds one's getting spawned. Now let's go ahead and try it with the difficulty set to hard. So I'm going to go and open this up, and let's go ahead and put it on hard. Oops. Hit OK. New game. And now they're going to be spawning every 0.5 seconds. There's one. Here's one. I don't even know. Yeah, okay. So they're spawning quite a bit. So as long as alrighty. So now I can go on to mass killing and try and survive. And I've already been hit 3 times. And they just never stop coming. All right, so that's pretty cool. We're done with the saving. We have our options menu here. I said I would really do sound. I can't really control the sound because of the UI elements I have. I wanted better artwork, but I don't really have it. But I do have, let me see. Could map a slider to our sound, I suppose. What I can do here is let's go ahead and open up let me open up this scene here, because we're pretty much done with the main menu. I'm going to go ahead and call the main menu done. And if I want to, I can add a quit button using the same methods I've already done. So here we have is our scene. And what I want to do now is, yeah, screw it. I'll go ahead and add, I'll add some music. Let's see. I think I have some music. What do we got? I'm looking for it. Give me a second. I get some stuff. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, guys, this is probably not your type of music, so maybe I won't. Although, you know what? Yeah, it's good. We will. We're going to go for this. So when you're playing, you're going to listen to this no say song. Don't really know what it means, but I have it for whatever reasons. All right, so that's like getting imported. And once it imports, we're going to have that be the background sound, and then we're going to go ahead and do some hit sounds and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and make that work. So on our game manager here, just going to add an audio source component. Play on awake. I also want it to loop, and we're going to play this song. All right, and the volume, I don't want it to be too loud, so I'm just going to put it at 0.37. So just stop. All right. So we got some sound, and what I want to do now is I have a helicopter sound, and let me bring in all these sounds I have. We're going to have a gun sound. We're also going to create an ammunition system from scratch. It's going to be pretty neat. Let me see here. Where are my sounds? Give me a second. I'm looking for them. Give me a minute. Okay, yeah, we got a whole bunch of sounds here. All right, so here we go. We got audio. I'm gonna bring this folder in. All right, that's it's importing. Give it a minute. We have 4 people in here. Pretty sweet. Hope everyone's doing all right. Also, if you guys aren't a part of the Facebook group, go ahead and join that. You can go to digitalgaminginstitute.com and you'll find the links to Twitter and Facebook. You can find out when new live feeds are and what's happening with the new tutorial engine I'm working on, which is like Code School or Code Academy, but directly inside the Unity editor. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Okay, here we go. So all our sounds are in here. We have our audio. Oh, actually, it's still importing. Give it a minute. It's 86%. Here, we can all watch it. Oh, apparently I have some Skillet in here. Maybe that's a better song to use than the No Say one. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in for a little bit, Alex. Alrighty. I think the max views I've ever had so far in these 4 sessions is 9. So if we can get above 9, I would be happy to do some Steam giveaways and give out some stuff. I was thinking of doing some Xbox Live giveaway cards because I have a couple of those laying around, but I don't know if people play Xbox still or if they just use thanks, Alex, or if they just use Steam nowadays. I'm not sure. Alrighty. Oh my god, these sounds are taking forever. Just go ahead and let these load in. We're at 94%. Alright, it's almost done. Finally. Oh my goodness. Alright, here we go. All the sounds are here. We have a chopper sound, which I'm going to play with the helicopter. Alright. So that's going to be a 3D sound that you're going to hear only when you're near the chopper. So let's go and do that one next. So audio source. This one's really easy. Audio source, chopper. Alright, play on awake, loop. The volume can be at like, we can actually keep the volume to 1, I think. Because you only hear it when you get near it. Alright, you can actually hear it in the background. I don't know if you guys can. Alright, as I get closer to it, you can hear it. Oh my god, I don't know what the hell that was. Alright, as you can see, a little louder as you can get near it. See that? Alright, so. Okay, John says he thinks most people are PC gamers. I do too. Probably. I prefer more console, but you know, everyone has their own preferences. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we did the helicopter. I got the main audio. I got the sound in the game. We have a few hit sounds here. We got some dry fire. We got some reload stuff. What's this helicopter one? All right, too loud. All right, and then we have let me see here. We have the Walking Dead theme song. You know, that's gonna be our main menu. So let's go and open up our main menu here. Do you want to save changes? Yes. I'm going to add onto the main camera here an audio source. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say play on awake loop. Yes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the main menu. Not main menu. The Walking Dead theme song. Yes. All right, I can go ahead and select my settings. All that good stuff. Alright. Alrighty. It's amazing how little sound makes your game come to life. What we're going to do now is we have we have a rifle shot, which sounds like this. Alright, so every time I shoot, that's what I want to hear. I'm going to go back into our scene. Alright, on the player here, the rifle shot gets played. So I'm going to add an audio source to our player. Alright. And we're going to not play on awake. I do want the volume settings to 1. And the sound that I'm going to play is the, what is this, hit ground? Okay, so that's if you hit a ground. I guess this is feed monster. All right, so we have a ground. All right, maybe we'll incorporate that. Okay, so here we go. So we have our gun. Well, we have a few guns. All right, I'm going to use the rifle shot. All right, so here we go. Here we have our player. We have an audio source. We have the clip to play, which is going to be the rifle shot. And what's this player hit? All right, maybe we'll use that for the trolls, maybe when they die. Okay, so I need to actually script that. So inside our scripts here, I'm going to open up our player rifle script. And basically inside here, if our raycast hits something, that's where the sound goes. So we're going to go ahead and say, I need access to the audio source. So I need a private audio source. Go to our audio. All right, and then what we're going to do here is I need to get access to that audio. So audio equals get component audio source. All right, that's going to allow me to grab that audio and play it. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to go and say audio play. That's going to assign whatever's assigned in the inspector. Every time I test it out here. Okay, let's go ahead and do it from the main. Yeah, let's go and test this out. Alright, so you can hear it there. Oh, now here's a problem actually. It only plays that sound when I hit something. So if I actually shoot, nothing happens. Now that's not good. The reason why that's happening is because I'm only playing it when I'm inside the, if our ray gets hit something. Instead, when I left click, that's when I want to play it. I'm going to test it now. Alright, let's go ahead and look at that. Amazing how that brings you game's life. Okay, so now that we have that, and also actually I know why the reason why the main menu sound is getting, kind of like feels like it's on and off, like from through distance, because it is. It's on the game manager. It's actually supposed to be on the main camera where it follows the player. So we're just going to go ahead and click on our main camera here. We're going to add an audio source to that. All right, and we're going to say loop player and awake, make it like 0.65, and we'll add our song. Okay, now that we have this, let's go and test that out. Yeah, so now it's always going to be that loud. So I'm just going to lower it a bit. 0.3. All right. Feel overpowering. Crap, that sucks. 1. There we go. Alright, you can hear robots. I can hear the chopper. Once it comes down. Alright, as you get closer, it gets louder. And there we go. Okay, now that we have all this, what I want to do is what is next actually? I guess what here. Let's see here. When we kill our enemies, we can go ahead and play one of their sounds. So let's go on our enemies here. We have an enemy and then we have a troll. Okay, I guess we're gonna use the enemies. And what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna add an audio source to them. I'm gonna add a audio clip that they play when they die. What is this one? Okay. Alright, player hit. So that's what we're going to do when they die. So we got a player hit here. And we got our enemies. The audio source is going to be player hit. Player and awake, no. And I need to open up their health scripts here. Also, it's an enemy. I'm going to go ahead and say here, I'm going to grab their audio source. Audio source audio equals get component audio source. I can see if it's not. Actually, I don't know if it matters. Yeah, it does matter if it's not null, but you know it's not going to be null. Audio.play. Let's go ahead and test this out. All right. So we got that, and I think I'm going to change that song. Let's see here. Before we have much other music. What is this one? No. Unfortunately, guys, I actually don't have any English music, and I don't know why. Oh, yeah. I'm going to use this song. This is a fun song. Let's go and bring that one in. You guys might get a kick out of this one. Let's see. All right, so that's loading in. Let that load. All right, so this song apparently in English. I guess it means "Bitchy Girl." It's not really it's not an English song, I don't think. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna swap this song out. We're gonna put that, and we're gonna play it to that. Let me see here. Spawn manager, no. I mean camera, and this. Okay, so if we go and play, and actually it's going to play it from the beginning here. And then after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do, yeah, that is a weird song, yeah, it is. I'm going to go ahead and do, we're going to go and create an ammunition system from scratch. That's a really good exercise to do for anyone. So I go and play this. Select hard. All right, here we go.
I'm a bitchy girl, bitchy girl.
Oh my God. All right. All right, so games come along. Also, guys, if you notice what happens when I hit play here, it's always on normal. I want to make it to where whatever I have loaded in, if like for instance, when I hit hard, when I come back to the game, I want to stay on hard. I don't want to have to keep setting my settings. So what we can do here, or I don't want to keep having, you know, being seen as reset. So what I can do is I go back to checkboxes, and I'm going to just at start, I'm just going to load it in. So basically, let me see here. At void start, basically I just gotta do the same thing I did with for getting it to work. I can come over here and I can load in the data. I can say difficulty equals player prefs dot get int, and the string was difficulty. Else it's 1. All right, and then I can just switch through difficulty. And I'm going to go ahead and say switch here. We're going to switch to the difficulty case 0, case 1, case 2. All right, so if it's case 0, we're going to go ahead and say here, turn them all false, and just, oh my goodness, turn them all false and set the other one, set one of them true. So it's going to do this. Very simple. All right, maybe not the cleanest, because you know what, here, I'll do this properly. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a function to do it for me. We're going to say here, we're going to say void select. When that function gets called, it does all this. Technically, what I could do is I could just come over here and I can say select, run select. And then same for here. If it's 0, run select. If it's 1, run select. And if it's 2, run select. I need the keyword breaks. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. And what I'm going to do now, difficulty. Let me see here. Everything's good here. Let's go and test it out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on options. All right, that's not good. Neither is set. But if I do hard, and then I come back. Options, neither is set. All right, so that means that's not working. Which means difficulty equals favorites. I get a difficulty. Do we save it as difficulty? We did. All right, let's find out why it's not working. We have difficulty. Difficulty is 0. We're going to say select. Oh, you know what? We're saying select, but it doesn't know which one to turn true. They're all doing that. So I also need this. Yep. I also need this. I need that inside the select script. I'm not really sure. Let me see. Because it doesn't know what person I'm on. So let's try adding this too. Right now it's all in select. And test it out. All right, put hard. Whoa. What gives? All right, hold on. Oh, let's see. When I hit start, I'm loading in the difficulty. Let's see here, debug.log. This got called. That reminds me, I'm going to show you guys my custom debugger at the end of this. It's pretty freaking sweet. Right, this got called. Okay, so it is 0. Oh, actually, it shouldn't be 0. Why did case 0 get called? It's because what it is. Interesting. Playprefs.get in difficulty. If there is no value, it's 1. That should not have been called, actually. Let's see. Debug. And debug. This is why debug's needed, John. Not myself, John, but John in the chat. Okay, this got called. What is this got called? How is that possible? That means difficulty equals that. Difficulty equals difficulty. Oh, that equals that. Difficulty equals 0. Why? Playprefs.getInt difficulty 1. Default is 1. And we're switching to the difficulty. Oh, you know what? Although no, private int difficulty equals 1. Let's try that. Okay, why that's not working, I have no idea. But the spawning is working, so let me see. All right, let's go in here. Where's our options? No, don't do anything. Where's our options script? All right, so here we go. So we have our difficulty and equals playerprefs.getInt difficulty. If it doesn't exist, we set it to 1. And we're switching to the difficulty. So I'd say this. Let's see here. Select gets called. So if it's 0, select gets called. I iterate through all of them, and I turn them checkbox unchecked. And then I say, oh, duh. Okay, hold on. This is getting called on all of them. That's the problem. So at the start, I need to call select, and I need to go through the difficulty. Yes. For doing the names. So this is getting here, I say select. Then I go through difficulty. I assign it, and I don't want to call select again. So if difficulty is 0, that's easy. So I go ahead and say difficulty equals 0, playprefs.setInt. I actually don't even need this. Oh yeah, it's a mess. Let me see here actually. We have our difficulty. I'm gonna keep all that there. Just take this. We're not gonna call select. We're gonna do it all in start. So basically, if it's 0, I need to go ahead and say, I need them all to be false. I'm gonna actually do it this way. So that's how it's gonna be. I need to turn them all checkbox unchecked, and I need to turn this one checked. So this is the easy one. So I need to go ahead and say, here I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, now I need to, oh man, this is a pain in the ass. Gotta switch through all of them again. All right, so for case 0, then I switch to the name and I find out which one I am. So if I'm this one, difficulty goes 0, then instead of just saving it, I don't need to save it. I just need to say, image dot sprite equals the checkbox. And what a pain in the ass that is. What is this? There we go. Image sprite equals that. It's 1, image sprite equals that. 2, it equals that. And I need this in each one of them. So if it's case 0, I'm doing a switch statement within a switch statement. Wow, gross. All right, so here we go. So we iterate through all the boxes. For each box and boxes, I'm turning them all checkbox unchecked. If it's the easy one, I'm setting the sprite to check. If it's the normal, I'm setting the sprite to check. If it's hard, I'm setting the sprite to check. So now I got to do all that again. That's case 0. That's case 1. That's case 2. Gross. I'm going to have an error here. I know it. Yup, doesn't know what this is. All right, let's go ahead and see. Oh, that is messy. Sorry, guys. Local name boxes cannot be found. Game object boxes. And local variable name boxes cannot be declared in this scope because it would give a different meaning to boxes, which is already used in a parent scope. Where is the parent scope? We have game object. Oh, right. Okay. All the cases apparently talk to each other. So for all the boxes, 1. Guys, oh my god, this is such a shitty fix. All the boxes 1. And then all the boxes 2. All the boxes 3. Box. For each, we're going to say box in boxes. This worked, that's great. If not, wow. Let's see here. I'm missing something. I am void start. Doesn't have one. That switch statement, case 2, the switch statement goes with that switch statement. Oh man, I forgot to copy the switch statements. Oh my god. Damn it. Let me see. You have to put one there. Need one there. There. Okay, we should be good. This giant switch statement for difficulty. And then void start. Oh, nope. Oh my god, this is horrible. All right, hold on. I got one too many closing brackets somewhere. Alrighty. Control cannot fall through from one cast label to another. gonna be that much of a dick. All right, hold on. We're switching through difficulty. If it's 0, all right, you know what? Let's just reverse. Hold on. I'm not doing that. Not be that hard. So we need the break. And here we need a break. Okay. Difficulty was perfect difficulty. Case 0. And actually, oh my god, that's all I had to do, I think. I need to switch through here the names to find out which one I am. Doing it entirely backwards. So here's the difficulty. Switch to the name. So if I'm the easy checkbox, I just need to change. Let's see here. I can just do this. I can say if difficulty equals 0. If difficulty equals 0, then change my checkbox thing. I want it to be checkbox checked. All right, and then there, brackets. All right, so if I'm easy, if the difficulty is 0, then I can should be able to just copy this. And let's go ahead and do if difficulty is 1. Difficulty is 1, checkbox checked. And here, if difficulty is 2, checkbox checked. Let's see if that works. Mother, are you serious? Hold on. All right, there we go. Now we're good. And actually, real quickly, I don't know if that's still gonna work. I don't think so. I'm missing something. Let's see. All right, there we go. We got a head start. So now it's checked. Only one can be checked. But now I got 2 of them being checked. Oh, just kidding. Let me see, actually. Yeah, okay, so normal and hard are being checked. So now we need to figure out why. Oh, that's because normal is always going to be checked. So I need to actually tell them if difficulty is 0, I still need to do this. So if difficulty equals 0, before changing the sprite, I just need to turn all of them to checkbox unchecked. And that's going to work. Boom. Oh, I don't know why that was so damn complicated. There we go. So I saved it on hard. If I were to change it to easy, hit OK. There you go. It's on easy. Yay. Okay, good stuff. And then we can go ahead and test the sound. Actually, I'm going to make my level a little bigger so I can run around. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and create our an ammunition system. And then I think that's going to wrap this game up. Let's see. Let's go into our scene here. All right, here's our player. Here's our ground. I'm going to make the ground about 100 by 100. Here. More place to run. Alrighty. Let's see here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, yeah, we're going to create an ammunition system. An ammunition system, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to display my ammo. So I need to go into my, I'm going to go into my GUI manager here. I'm going to display on the screen how much ammo I have. All right, in order for me to do that, I've got to go over here and then just create a label. All right, in the rect position is going to be, let's say, 25 by 25, 100 by 50. And that's just going to say ammo. And it's going to say current ammo divided by max ammo. In order for that to exist, I need to create it. So we're going to go into our rifle here. And I have a variable for bullets. So I have public int bullets. And then I have a variable for my max ammo. So public int bullets in my gun. Then I have my, how much out of those, like for instance, I might have 10 bullets in my gun and then 20 in my backpack. So I'm going to say public int inventory bullets, backpack bullets, whatever. We got my bullets, my inventory bullets. All right, and we're going to go ahead and say bullets, inventory bullets equals 20, and then bullets equals 10. So you have 30 bullets total. Okay. So inventory bullets is going to be your max. So you can have 30 bullets total on hand at any time. All right, now it's really simple. Every time I shoot, before I do anything, and I'm actually going to go and clean all this up. I'm going to take everything here. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to put it into a custom function. Don't need that. I'm going to go ahead and say void shoot. That's going to be responsible for shooting. So if I mouse click, if I have ammo, if bullets is greater than 0, meaning I have at least 1, then I'm going to go ahead and shoot. Right now, every time I shoot, though, I need to go ahead and say bullets minus minus. I need to subtract a bullet. Let's go and just test that out. Real quick, I actually need to go ahead and display on the screen my bullets. So in my GUI manager, where's the GUI manager? There we go. All right, so we have ammo plus, and then we're going to say, do I have access to the rifle script? I do not. I need to go ahead and say private rifle. Then we can go ahead and say here, do all this. I'm going to say rifle equals game object.find player, okay, component for the rifle. Alrighty, so now I can go in here, I can say rifle bullets plus, and then rifle dot inventory bullets. I'm going to display it 1020, so I have 30 bullets total in my backpack. There we go, ammo 10, 20, and if I shoot, I have 6, 5, 1, and I can't shoot anymore. I have to reload. All right? So I have to reload now, and what I need to do in order to reload is hit the R key. So I'm going to come back over to my player here, and we're going to script that for my rifle. So if I hit the R key, we're going to reload. All right, so if input.get key R, if I hit the R key, I need to reload. So in order to reload, I need to have ammo. So if bullets plus my inventory bullets is greater than 0, meaning I have at least one something. I have something. All right. So and actually, it should be if bullets is no, I guess we could do this. Yeah. If bullets plus inventory bullets is greater than 0. I guess you can reload. Yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and say reload. Yeah, you can reload. So we're going to go ahead and call a reload function. All right, so here we go. So we got reload here, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to create a custom function here. So void reload. All right, so if I hit the R key, and if my bullets plus inventory bullets are greater than 0, I'm going to say greater than 0, and bullets plus inventory bullets is less than 10. That means that you have to have either greater than 0 in your gun or less than 10 in your gun in order to reload anything. Okay? Now, what if you have, for instance, 11 bullets? Or say you have 1 bullet in your chamber, or say the combined amount is 9 bullets, right? But you have 1 bullet in your chamber and 8 in your inventory. You need to empty out your inventory. So we need to create logic for that one. And the way we can do that is I'm trying to think here. There's a few different things you have to check for actually. What happens if you have 9 in the chamber and like for instance 20 and then you reload? It needs to be 1019 then, 10/19 displayed. So let's see here what we can do. Let's see. Oh man, like, let's see, blanking out here. Sorry, guys. Okay, here, let's do this. So if, all right, so if reload, so let's go ahead and say this. So if, oh, it's not here. We're gonna go ahead and say, so if bullets plus inventory is greater than 0, that means you have ammo to reload. So if you have ammo to reload, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and reload our gun. We need to add to it by reversing from our inventory. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Crap, I'm like drawing blanks. All right, you know what? We don't even need to do this. It's not that. Hold on. So if we hit the R key, if bullets is less than 10. So if you have less than 10 bullets in your chamber, then you can reload. Okay. Now, when you call that reload function, what we can do here is we need to check if your bullets in the gun plus your bullets in your inventory is greater than or equal to 10. If it is, then you can get a full clip. So if bullets plus your inventory bullets are greater than or equal to 10, meaning you can get a full clip. Okay, this one's for a full clip. Then what we can do is we can say inventory ammo, inventory bullets, minus equals, then the value. So I can just say, I can say minus equals, you can say 10 minus the amount of bullets in your gun. So for instance, if you have bullets plus inventory bullets, say you have 15 bullets total, and you have 8 bullets in your gun, it's going to take 10 minus the bullets in your gun, which is 2. That means you have to reload 2 bullets. Makes sense, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and say here, all right, that means you have a full inventory. So bullets is going to equal 10. Okay. And then we also need to check, so what if that's not the scenario? So what if like your inventory ammo plus bullets is greater than 0, but it's less than 10? Then we need to empty out the inventory and give it to your bullets. All right, so we can have an else if here. So else if the bullets plus inventory ammo, inventory bullets is greater than 0. Right? So if it's greater than or equal to 10, this if statement gets called. It means you have a full clip load. If this if statement gets called, it means you have less than 10. Right? If you have less than 10, then you need to take your current bullets and you need to say plus equals your inventory bullets. You're emptying out your ammo. All right, and then your inventory here equals 0 after that. All right, and that should work. Let's see. And if you're just tuning in now, apologize for the song. It's literally the only thing I have on my desktop. Don't need to explain why. Alright, so I'm going to go and shoot. I'm at 820. I'm going to reload, and it's at 1018. So now I'm going to go ahead and empty out my clip here. Alright, so I'm 018. I should be at 10:8 when I reload. And they got 10:8. So we got a full reload system going. Alright, so I'm going to go and reload again. Now it's at 8:0. And then once I'm out of ammo, I'm going to shoot out up here. Alright, so I reload, nothing happens. Alright, so this is where I can actually go ahead and I can start creating like pickup stuff. You know, I can create, if I want to, I can create a health pack, or I can create an ammunition pickup where when I pick it up, it gives me, gives me some backpack inventory ammo, like maybe 20, and then I have to reload to get it. And if I want to, I have some textures I was going to plan on using. I could basically go through and I can, oh my God, I can, when I'm out of ammo, I can display, you're out of ammo or something like that. But pretty much this is the entire game. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for this session. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and do a playthrough of this real quickly. I'm just going to change some settings. And I'm actually going to go ahead and show you my custom debugger, which I highly recommend everyone do. It's a really cool system. A really good instructor taught me it. And it's very useful. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go and do a playthrough of it, and then I will leave you guys there. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you guys are following on Facebook and Twitter. You can find all the links on digitalgaminginstitute.com. Let's see here. I wanted to go into my game manager because I wanted to make this, I think the song length is about 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and make it 180 seconds. All right, now I'll do a full playthrough of it. Oops, where's my game manager? There we go. So invoke helicopter after 180. So I have to survive for 180 seconds. I'm gonna actually go ahead and create some health. I need weapon packs because I'm not gonna have that much ammo. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and create a system that's gonna spawn them. I'm just gonna actually do that. You know, I might not even do that. Yeah, I might as well. All right, let's go and it's just gonna be a cube. That's it. Unless I have something, which I don't think I do. So let's go ahead and zoom in on the player here. All right, and what I'm going to do is here, we're going to have just a few objects here I can collect to give me some ammo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go 3D cube. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll make it black. When you collect a black cube, you get ammo. So we have our textures, materials. Here's our ground, ammo. All right, when you select the black thing, you get ammo. I make it a trigger. This is going to be ammo pickup. All right, next, you know, this is going to be a recharge station. That's what it's going to be. We're going to make it a charge station. It's never going to disappear. As long as I constantly run into it, I can always get ammo. And I'll cap out my ammo at maybe 30. So we're going to go ahead and just place it there. Scale that up. Hold on. I need to get my pivot point down there. Also, guys, if you're not aware, the pivot mode puts it at its feet, the feet of the object, and allows you to easily place objects on the ground. As you can see here, you can actually snap it to the ground. See that? If you hold down Control or Command, if you're on a Mac, it'll allow you to snap it. All right, so this is the box I need to be able to always find. I'm gonna make it nice and long here. All right, and yeah, I know someone just posted like texted me. That's what she said. Funny. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we need to create a script now for it. So it's gonna give me ammo every time I run into it. So I'm gonna open up a script here. C# script, ammo, attach it there. All right, and it's really simple. Whatever object I run into with this, or whoever hits it, hopefully it's the player, they get ammo. All right, so we're gonna go in here, we're gonna say void on trigger, enter. All right, we're gonna say collider other. All right, player is stored in other. And just check the tag of other. See, it's a player. If it's a player, then I'm gonna go ahead and say other.getComponent. I want the rifle. All right, if other.getComponent.rifle.inventory bullets plus equals 20. Plus equals 20. And then before I do that, I'm going to just check if and actually I can do it afterwards. I can say other.getFrom. So I'm going to give him 20 bullets, okay? And then if it's greater than 20, I want to, you know, I want to make it 20. So if other.getComponent, by the way, guys, don't ever do it like this, where you are using getComponent in the if statement. I'm just doing it for time's sake. Always cache it. I get that you might not be able to necessarily. Yeah, you can cache the rifle script. Do it and create a handle, and then void start, create a handle. You shouldn't do it this way, but I'm doing it for sake of time. So what I'm doing here is other.getRifle.ammo.inventory bullets is greater than 20. So if it's greater than 20, then other.getComponent rifle inventory bullets. Inventory ammo. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no, that's what's called. Yeah, inventory bullets equals 20. That way I can't have more than 20 in my backpack. All right, so if I go ahead and put that on our ammo pack here, which it already is, if I test this out, it should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and start this from the main menu, and after the 3-minute playthrough, I will go ahead and show the debug manager, and maybe I should do that first. What do you guys think? You want to see the playthrough or a debug manager? Someone writes a comment, otherwise I'll go ahead and do whichever one I want first. Give you guys a minute. Let's see, actually, real quickly. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys real quickly the custom debugger, and then that's going to be the end of the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and just run through a 3-minute playthrough, and that will be it. So a custom debugger, typically when you're debugging your scripts, okay, for instance, when I shoot, I'm going to go ahead and debug something. Now, shooting is a critical part of the game. So if something like that were to fail, for instance, for whatever reason, it's not working, right? It's just not working. I need to be able to shoot. That's what this game is. It's a shooter. I need to be able to shoot. It's very critical. What I can do is obviously what you typically would do here in your shoot functions. Remember, you're debugging your whole program. In the actual game, you might have 50 things you're debugging. You never know. Whatever information you need to return, stuff like that. Especially if you're a beginner, you always want to get information back. Now here, okay. If physics.raycast, this is strictly telling me that I am hitting something and I'm casting a ray. Now, if I'm not hitting something, okay, like for instance, if enemy health not equal null, okay, meaning it exists. Now, what happens if it does exist? Or I'm sorry, if it doesn't exist. So if enemy health equals null, meaning that it doesn't exist, that's a huge problem. That means you can't damage anyone. So typically what you would do is you would say else debug.log, and you would say something like no health script attached. No health script attached to object. Now that's a problem. The only problem here is that it looks just like your other debugs. And this is a critical one compared to checking where when I fire, I'm debugging.log, debug.log, shot once. Okay? What's more important, this debug or this debug? So what we can do is we can create levels. We can create a debug system that allows us to level our debug by priority, and we can actually have it customly display stuff. So what I always do now in my projects is I have a custom debug manager, and I just go ahead here, I create an C# script, and I name it debug manager. And what I do in here is I go ahead and open it up. I don't use anything else. I don't use anything like void start or update, just its own class. All right. I remove void start and update, and I remove this mono behavior. It's debug manager. The only thing it does is that it reports, it intakes a message and a level of priority, and then it just prints it to the console, and I can customize it. Now, I can still actually use debug.log, and the reason why I can is because we're inheriting from the using Unity engine. That's not from mono behavior, that's from the Unity engine. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create a public static function, static so that it runs along all classes and I can use it. All right, it allows me to use it anywhere and call this from anywhere. It's just like a singleton, basically. So I'm going to go and say public static void debug logger. All right, and I'm going to pass through information. I'm going to pass through a message, and I'm also going to pass through a priority. So like int level status. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say debug. I'm going to go ahead and say here. Let me do that. Give me a second. Public static void debug logger. We have a string message and a level. Oops. All right, and what I'm going to do here is I can say debug. Oh my God, it's not letting me do it. Why? Debug.log. Not sure why it's actually not letting me see anything. And I can say message, and then I can say comma a level. And what I'll do is I'll do 0 equals critical, 0 equals critical, 1 equals normal. All right, and you'll see we can distinguish that in the inspector. First, I need to actually find out. Okay, now it seems to be highlighting. So debug.log, and then we have we have our message, right? And then what we're going to do is we have our message plus we can say here we can say level, and if it's critical, it will say critical. Otherwise, it will say normal. All right, we're going to say level. 1 second. Debug.log message and then level based on what it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end that with a semicolon, and I'm going to switch through what the level is. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to switch through the level that's passed through, like into this function. So if level is 0, it's critical. Okay. Critical meaning that this is a log that could potentially break the game. You don't want to ever see this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and say debug.log, right, and then level, and I'm going to go ahead and say plus, actually I can just say here, I can say level, and I'm actually going to type it, I'm going to say critical. Right, and you're going to see here, you can actually use HTML color codes. I'm going to go ahead and say level, and then I'm going to go ahead and say HTML brackets, color equals red. I'm going to say end color. Right, and that's going to make it in the inspector. It's going to say red and it's going to say critical and red. It's going to say level critical. All right, plus whatever message I want it to say. Now what we have is we're going to take this. What happens if we get a break? Now what happens if we get a case 1? We have case 1, which is normal. So we have our message level, and we can just say normal, right, which is a normal debug.log. This simple system is honestly one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and I use it all the time now. And I just need to find out what it doesn't like about these. Debug logger, give me a second. Doesn't like something. Oh, just kidding. There's no problem with it. All right, 1 second. Sync mono develop project. Okay, now it seems to recognize it, I guess. Okay, cool. All right, so and here's how this works. So for instance, in my player, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and create some instances here. In void update here, I'm just going to go ahead and check. So if I hit the, let's go and say the L key. Okay, so if input.getKey down, so if I hit the L key, echo.L, it's critical. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say debug manager.debug logger, and it asks for a message. Hit the L key, all right, and then I pass through a level. 0 is critical. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and do another if statement here, and this is going to be for if. We're going to say if input.getKey down. Let's go ahead and say we'll say the K key. Keycode.K. So if I hit the K key, then it's okay, it's normal. So I say debug manager, debug logger. I hit the K key. All right, and then critical is, our level is 1. All right, it's just a normal debug. So look how these look in the inspector when I do these. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say here, hold on. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to hit the K key. It says I hit the K key, level normal. I hit the L key, and it says I hit the L key, level critical. As you can see, it's red in the inspector. So when you have things that could potentially be groundbreaking, where if these things you need them to happen, then you can label them as critical. And I usually only use like normal critical, unless it's depending really on the game I'm working on. But you can add to it basically, just create things that are based on priority status, like this needs to work. So that's my debug manager. It's pretty cool. Use it or don't use it. Don't really care. But I appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, no, I will make sure you guys are following on Facebook and Twitter to know when the next live streams are. Go ahead and share this if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and play a 3-minute playthrough of this, and that will be it. So we'll start from the beginning. And I will also probably create a web build of this so you guys can all play it. Let me see here. All right, and if you're just tuning in now, you're going to hear a very weird song. You're going to have to deal with it. And actually, let me see. Yeah, okay, here we go.
I'm a bitchy girl, bitchy girl. נולדתי לצחוק, לבלות, להשתולל, cause I'm a bitchy girl, bitchy girl. גם אם אתה כזה כפלי אותי לא תבלבל. חברים שלך סיפרו לי שאתה בוגדני, אתה חי בסרט, מה נראה לך שאני? אני בחורה קלאסית, מצב רוח פרש, כמו יהלום, לא נשאר מה לנסות. אתה באת מקרקס ובוכה לי שנפגעת, ואם אתה חבר של מוטי יעלך הביתה, וכמה שתגיד לי שאתה רציני, אל תיקח את זה אישי, זה לא אתה, זו אני. bitchy girl. נולדתי לצחוק, לבלות, להשתולל, cause I'm a bitchy girl. גם אם אתה כזה גברי, אותי לא תבלבל. לא, עשית את הפדיחות לה, הגעת עד לפה. לא, אתה חמוד אבל כמוני לא תוכל לצור. גבר מושך, אבל לא בשבילי, שנים על גבי שנים אתה עודף אותי, זה שקוף שאתה רוצה ילדה טובה מבית טוב, אבל רע שתשרוד אותך, שתכאיב לך, שתגרום לך להרגיש את מה שלא הרגשת, שתוכל לך cause I'm a bitchy girl. נולדתי לצחוק, לבלות, להשתולל, cause I'm a bitchy girl. גם אם אתה כזה גברי, אותי לא תבלבל. לא, עשית את הפדיחות לה, הגעת עד לפה. לא, אתה חמוד אבל כמוני לא תוכל לצור. She's a bitch.